this weekend.
But first, here's an island image from the U.S. Army from last night's homecoming of 600 Stryker Brigade soldiers at Wheeler Army Airfield. This is 10-year-old Brianna Addis giving a lei to her father, Sergeant First Class Brian Addis, after his 50-month Iraq deployment.
And you know, my friend just came home from Iraq a couple of days ago as well, so I want to say welcome home, Christopher Loftus. Looking forward to go surfing there, buddy. You're watching KITV4, your island television news this morning.
It is 5:41.
I called him Christopher. And now an island image from the U.S. Army of last night's homecoming of 600 Stryker Brigade soldiers. Now, they just served 15 months in Iraq.
And this year, 3-year-old Michaelin Gentry and 4-year-old Mackenzie Maloney welcoming home their fathers, Staff Sergeant John Gentry Jr. and Sergeant Michael Maloney Jr.
Welcome home to all the troops, and thank you for watching KITV4, your island television news this morning.
It is 5:11.
Amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. All right, we got much more ahead on KITV4, your island television news this morning. We want to leave you with this island image. It's from the U.S. Army, and it's of last night's Stryker Brigade homecoming at Wheeler Army Airfield.
And this is Sergeant First Class John Bowers kissing his 17-month-old daughter, Mariana, after a 15-month deployment in Iraq.
Oh, she was 2 months old when he left, and now look at her. And please don't forget to send in your island images to our website, KITV.com.
You're watching KITV4, your island television news this morning.
We'll be right back. It is 5:50.
More than 600 soldiers from the 2nd Stryker Brigade combat team are back home in Hawaii tonight. The soldiers received a warm welcome home last night at Wheeler Army Airfield after a 15-month deployment in Iraq. They completed more than 30,000 combat patrols and provided security while overseas. More troops are expected home tomorrow.
New overnight, about 600 soldiers return home from the Middle East. Members of the 2nd Stryker Brigade combat team from Wheeler came in at about 10 last night. They return after a 15-month deployment to Iraq. Many friends and family were there to greet them.
Pictures, videos, that's all he knows of her, and on the phone call we'll talk about what happened, and that's pretty much it.
She's definitely a lot bigger, smarter. Yeah, they're still the same, man. They're great.
4 Bronze Star medals were handed out, along with 15 Army Commendation medals and 35 Purple Hearts. Welcome home. But first, here's an island image from the U.S. Army from last night's homecoming of 600 Stryker Brigade soldiers at Wheeler Army Airfield. This is 10-year-old Brianna Addis giving a lei to her father, Sergeant First Class Brian Addis, after his 15-month Iraq deployment.
Welcome home to all the soldiers, and thank you for watching KITV4, your island television news this morning.
It's 6:41.
KTMB 9 News at 6 with Tanya Joaquin and Keahi Tucker.
This Aloha Friday is extra special for more than 600 soldiers. They returned late last night from 15 months serving in Iraq. These are pictures of the welcome home for members of the 2nd Stryker Brigade combat team. They completed more than 30,000 combat patrols and provided security while overseas. President Obama announced today he plans to pull all troops by 2010. Up to 50,000 would stay to assist Iraqi security forces. Maui police.
The return of Hawaii's Stryker Brigade is nearly complete. This morning, a homecoming ceremony was held for about 200 soldiers who spent the past 15 months in Iraq. It was the brigade's second tour in the war-torn region.
It was a great mission. The brigade accomplished all its objectives. It controlled the operational environment. It supported the Iraqi security forces, and it brought these soldiers back here.
Relax. I just want to relax and sit down. I want to lay down. I want to sleep. That's what I want to do.
The remaining members of the brigade are currently in Kuwait, preparing for their trip back home.